Hey everybody, just here talking about government contracting. Hey, thanks for the likes there, you guys. Tap that screen for me. We're just getting going. So I'm just here to answer questions about government contracting. Anybody has any questions or is thinking about getting into it? That's what I'm here for, is to help you guys out and kind of guide you in the right direction that you may need. As you can see, I have two young daughters, and those pinkies and my toes are completely painted blue right now. We are playing, they like to play spa day, and so that means I have to sit and get my feet soaked and things all. Come in.
I didn't know if you knew this door was open, boss.
Oh yeah, thanks, buddy.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you can shut it. Thanks, brother. Security guard. That's right. We got a security guard in my building. So anyways, just here talking about government contracting. Jason Burns, what's up, Jason? When I hear government contracting, I think of Blackwater. Is that where you are? What you discussed similar? No, not at all, Jason. There is things like that on there, but no. There's a website called sam.gov, and the federal government posts thousands of contracts on this website a day. Anything from products they want to buy, from printer paper to sticky notes to pens to chalkboards to chairs to desks to cars to motorcycles to airplanes. Anything that the government uses, they post there, and people, private contractors like myself, sell it to them. And that's what I'm discussing. So there's plenty of weapons and defense stuff on there. I don't personally go bid on any of that because it doesn't sit well with me. Just kind of against the way that I view the world now. So that kind of government contracting. I've got fire equipment. I'm a firefighter, so I fight fires for the federal government, for the U.S. Forest Service. I do hazardous material cleanup. I've got another company. We do construction. We do fencing. We do like land surveying and grazing allotments for cattle for the government. All kinds of stuff. We do set up stuff for camps, for fire camps, for emergency FEMA stuff, all kinds of stuff. So that's what we're talking about today in government contracting. Everybody, real quick, tap that screen like crazy. Tap it as many times as you possibly can. That just gets us more likes up here, which gets us more likes, which gets us more people over here and here, which means there's more people asking questions. And honestly, you guys can ask better questions than I could just come up with. And it just helps everybody learn more in the whole area. Same thing, tap the screen like crazy, give me a bunch of likes. And if you're not following us, make sure you start following us. We've got really good information, just kind of lifting the veil on government contracting and showing people that there's a whole wide world out there where there's getting money. Money is getting thrown around, and if you're persistent and are looking to get out of your job that you're doing, it's an easy one. Where I started as just a side hustle, and now it's my main hustle, and I'm living the life now. Let's see, what other questions do we got here? Jason, thank you for the question, Jason. Anybody else got any questions about government contracting? We've got a whole bunch of people in here. Everybody keep tapping that screen for me. And then once again, if you're not following Gov Guy Nick, make sure you're following us. There's some pretty good videos that kind of just some stuff that'll blow your mind about how much the government's spending on certain things that you probably know how to do and you could be doing for them. Do you have one central warehouse where you store all the equipment needed to serve these contracts? Jason, no, I do not. I mean, I've got a yard where I keep my heavy equipment, and it's my wife's father, so my father-in-law. He's got a piece of property where I just put my heavy equipment. But a lot of the jobs, I buy stuff as I need to for the jobs. And obviously then you start building up equipment. But there's a lot of them, like our hazardous material cleanup stuff, that I just subcontract that all out. So I don't have any equipment for that. I just go down to the jobs, have another company come down, do the dirty work. And I take care of the paperwork, make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be, all the puzzle pieces are going together, communicate with the government, and I take my cut for that out of the contract, pay my subcontractors, and it's pretty slick that way. What's the interest rate on them? Interest rate on my equipment? I own all my equipment. If that's what you're talking about, Richard, I own the equipment. We'll go down here. A couple more questions coming up. Everybody, real quick for me. Tap that screen. We got 20 people in here. Everybody tap that screen as many times as you possibly can. It doesn't take likes away from you. It just helps my page and helps us get more people in here. It makes this live more popular and gets us more people that ask great questions, just like Jason's asking and just like Richard is asking. So once again, same thing. There's no stupid questions. So please, if you know what government contracting is and have questions about it, how to get into it, any of that kind of stuff, or if you have no idea what it is, you can ask that too, and we can kind of break down, explain it to you. What's the interest rate on them? I'm assuming you mean the equipment, Richard. Let's see. Hey, Nick, submitting my second proposal tonight. Right on, Strawberry. I think Strawberry got, hey, thanks for the little bears or whatever that was, Strawberry. That's awesome. Totally cool. I think Strawberry, you got one, or you started doing your proposals. It was somebody else that had landed their first contract. But either way, right on, keep it up. That's one of the biggest things with government contracting is volume. It's like, keep it going, because here's the thing too. Depending on the scope of the job, if you like a construction job, if I landed it today, I'm probably not going to, in reality, the government's not going to get their junk together for, a month, 2 months sometimes. So you got to it's this thing where you got to keep going so that you get this momentum and you just have jobs coming, because if you land one now, you're not going to start it for a month. If you continue to bid them, then the next month you're going to land another one, and then when that one ends, and you can just like keep this thing going. Or sometimes you make enough, depending on how much money you're used to making, or how much you need to live on. Literally, there's plenty of contracts that I've closed that if I wasn't super, super motivated and I just was like, oh, okay, cool, I made my money. There's times where I make a couple $100,000 in a month on a job, and that is no bullshit. So if you can live off that, which I can most definitely live off that, but I'm just like trying to go to the super next level. There's plenty of jobs where you could do one job a year. I mean, last year we did what was that? It was a fencing job. It took us 7 weeks, and there was 3 partners. And I think after paying everybody, paying for materials, paying for everything, I think 7 weeks, each of us walked away with about $70,000, $70,000, somewhere in there. So right there, if you could live off that for a year, you could work 7 weeks a year and make it. I just keep going and I keep bidding them. Even while I was there doing that job, I was still bidding jobs so that the next one come. But there is stuff that you can do in government contracting, potentially like work a little tiny bit a year. I mean, I'm getting ready to, and plenty of you have, I'm sure, heard my story. I'm getting ready to, in next November, I'm going to be renting my house out here, and I'm moving to the island of Sri Lanka in Asia to live on the beach and play with my kids and explore the jungles and surf every day and still do government contracting, but from wherever I want and just living the life that I want. In 2018, I would have never, ever believed that was possible, and then I found government contracting. So it could really propel you to the next level. Once again, I don't want anybody to ever think that it's a get-rich-quick scheme, so know that you're going to get out what you put in. Everybody, real quick, as we go down, we got some people following us. Make sure you're following us. If you're not following us, you guys, follow us. There's some really good videos I put out. I put out a couple a day, and there's just really good information, just kind of lifting the veil on the different contracts there are, how much they're paying. I started doing awards where I posted one this morning. There was somebody that got an award for $24.4 million for landscape maintenance in Florida. That's right, taking care of the landscaping. Now, it was a whole base, but, and there's a lot to it, but $24.4 million, I cut a whole lot of grass for that kind of money. So everybody, too, make sure you're following us, and if you're not, get up there and follow us. And then everybody here, we got 41 people in here. Everybody tap that screen like hotcakes as many times as you can. Let's get some more likes, because we get more people. As I've said, the more people we get in here, the more questions we get asked, the more questions, the more you guys learn. So everybody tap that screen like crazy for me real quick as we go on to these next questions that we got. I thought you said some kind of loans. No, Richard. Thanks, Jason, for the follow. Okay, we got a lot of stuff here. I thought you said some kind of loans. Okay, Strawberry. Right on, Strawberry. Appreciate the friendship necklace, old pal. Part 1. When you submit a quote and then they come back and said the solicitation is canceled. Rebecca, that happens all the time, and it really sucks because I've had plenty of contracts where I spent months, not months, but days and days working on it. Actually, I've had ones where it got drug out over months, and not that I worked on it the whole time for the months, but I've got 3 or 4 of them going at a time. They'll do that, and they are totally allowed to do that because they're the U.S. government. So that just sucks, Rebecca, and I feel for you, and I've had that happen so many times. Everybody's following part 2, and they will repost it. Do you submit the same quote, or do you switch it up? It depends, Rebecca, if you switch it up. It depends. If they left it exactly the same, and all your prices are the same, I'd submit the same quote. But if for some reason they changed requirements, or your prices have gone up, because just like anything, fuel's up here, fuel's down here, fuel's up here, fuel's down here, labor, all these different things. I saw in California they just bumped up minimum wage to $20 an hour. So all those things, trucking, depends on what the job is. Make sure you pay attention to if any of your overhead for the job has gone up. If so, you're going to want to adjust. Everybody tap that screen like crazy for me. Oh my God, can you walk through how you make $100K a month? That would be a blessing. So Strawberry, it just really depends. There's plenty of jobs. I mean, I've made a whole lot more when I'm firefighting. I've got my heavy equipment out there. If my truck's out, my skidgen's out, and my hand washing station's out, I'm at the 1100 plus 1400 plus 4300. So I'm making, let's see, 1100 plus 1400 plus 4300. So in the summertime when all my equipment's out, I make about $6,800 a day, and that's off my heavy equipment. So and once again, and that's $204,000 a month. But granted, fire season is ups and downs. Sometimes we're out like crazy, and I've been out for 60 days straight with all my equipment, and we just freaking cleaned up and made $500,000 in 2 months. And then there's times where there's no fires. So that one is it has its ups and downs, but I've done construction stuff where they overestimated the construction job and we bid it super high and happened to get it. There was one job we did where, do you guys know what pallet racking is? So like if you've ever been to Costco, all the shelves that they use, that's pallet racking. So that's what they use, a forklift to stack super high pallets. We did a bunch of build outs for that for the state of Oregon. And I think we made about $200,000 in 2 weeks. And that was me, my business partner, and 3 employees. And we had to go, stay in an Airbnb and do all that stuff. But I think we cleared $200,000 in 2 weeks. It was 14 days, and we made $200,000. I had money that went out. I think on the whole job, I made $260,000. It cost me $60,000 for payroll, for equipment rentals, for housing, for food, just all the different stuff, because that was a prevailing wage job too. So my guys were making $50 an hour, I think, and yeah. So there's stuff like that. Same with the other one, like I was saying, the fencing job we went and did. There was a big job actually it was this time. It was, I think, May 15th. May 15th is when we started the job, and we finished in the middle of June. No. 15th. We finished just before a little bit. So it was 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think the first week of July. So it was about 7 weeks. We each made $67,000 on that. So there's jobs that you could get, and then there's plenty of other ones that I've done that I've made 30-40 grand in a day doing hazardous material cleanup. And once again, that's just subcontracting people out. So there's so much opportunity in the government world. And not saying that every one of them's like that, but if you stay after it and you're bidding them and you kind of, it's just like anything else in the world, you're not going to hit, you might hit it the very first time and you'd be very, very lucky, but just like anything else, through all your failures or things that you view as a failure, we all grow from those things. And I think, especially like getting out of your comfort zone, when you get out of your comfort zone, when you're sitting in your comfort zone and you're like, okay, I've got my regular job, I'm doing everything and I feel comfortable, even though I might not be totally happy, but I feel comfortable, you're never going to be proud of yourself doing that. So getting into government contracting and also going for some things that you might think are out of your scope, I think are a beautiful thing, and that's how we're supposed to be living life. Because if you get out of your comfort zone, and even if you don't succeed, you'll still be proud of yourself, and you'll always learn something. So that's kind of how I operate, and just go along with life. And so that's why, like SAM.gov, I'll put in certain NAICS codes on there, but I just scroll through there and I see things that I go, oh, I can do that, or I know somebody who knows how to do that, and will. That's just kind of how I live my life. And if I don't know how to do it, I find somebody who does know how to do it, and we figure out how to do it. Oh my God, can you walk me through making 100K in months? That would be a blessing. So I hope that kind of answered it for you, Strawberry. Everybody, real quick, we got 17 messages. Holy cow. A lot of people are here, and a lot of people want to ask some questions, which is awesome. Everybody, though, we got 29 people in here. Everybody tap that screen like hotcakes, like crazy. And then also, once again, same thing. If you're not following, make sure you start following. We've got really good information on government contracting. Come on, guys. 27 of you in here. Everybody go crazy on that screen. Tap, 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 tap. Let's get up over 3,000 likes here. You can do that in a matter of seconds, everybody. Fencing job. Yeah, so we did a big fencing job in Eastern Oregon. After a fire went through, it burnt up a bunch of the old historic fencing, which had wood posts. So we went, tore that out, replaced it with all steel posts and smooth wire for antelopes and barbed wire for cows. So do you self-perform or subcontract? Sorry, I just came across your page. That's all right, Zay. Zay, I do both. Yep, just depends on the job, but sometimes I subcontract the whole thing and I'm just literally pushing paper around, and then sometimes I'm going out and doing it. It just depends on where it's at and what I got going on. All right, we got lots of people following. May I ask where you're located? I'm in Texas. Jason, I'm in Southern Oregon. So I'm at the bottom of the state of Oregon, right on the border of California. Okay, we got a bunch of questions here. Okay, so subcontracts, everybody's follow. Once again, everybody tap that screen like crazy for me. Let's get this up there. And then make sure if you're not following us, you guys start following us. Followed. Thank you, everybody that's following. How much capital do you need to start a pest control business? Black Lion, I don't know. I imagine you could probably do it pretty easily. I mean, that's another one too, where like if you're registered for SAM.gov and you see one of these pest control things come up, you could always subcontract somebody too. So you wouldn't necessarily have to be in the pest control business, but I don't know. I've never been in the pest control business, but you could probably find that information out easy enough. I mean, even probably just, it's amazing. Just asking Google, let's see. How much is it to start a pest business? So just looking really quick. So there's some people that say 2,000 to 12,000. Some people are saying 15,000, and then some people are saying 143,000. I'd imagine you could probably start like a little one truck, single person thing for 5 or 10 grand. I bet. I bet you could. Obviously, you know, you might want to, if that's like the road you're going, you might want to go get a job with somebody that's doing it, or find somebody who is that'll take you under their wing, or partner with somebody. That would be my my advice. So everybody, once again, tap that screen like crazy. Let's get this up to 4,000. Because once again, see, as that goes up, we get more interesting people in here, which all of you I love, and you guys are great. And we get more interesting questions like this, where I would have never ever thought to tell you guys how much it would cost or figure out how much it would cost to start a pest business. But Black Lion found us. They came in and they asked the great questions, and it helps us all learn a whole lot more. So everybody, we got 24 people. Everybody tap that screen like crazy, as fast as you can, real quick. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't take likes away from you. It just helps me. You're welcome, Rebecca. Strawberry, I don't have experience with heavy equipment, looking to have a 100K month with IT. Yeah, most definitely. Strawberry, some of those, like I said, my nephew's really heavy in the IT, and I started an IT business. We're developing some software and some apps over the last year, and my nephew has been looking at some IT stuff that we've been talking about, and some of those IT things go for big money, and especially if you can get a good team together and get them done. He's, some of the stuff that were going for millions of dollars, he was like, oh, we could do that for hundreds of thousands. So I think there's really good profit margins in IT, as you probably know, because a lot of the time people don't know what the hell is going on. What I'm realizing with IT is people don't know what goes into stuff. So programmers and developers can kind of milk it a little bit, it seems. Everybody tap that screen, and then also make sure, if you guys aren't following us, make sure you're following us. Everybody that's in here, we got 27 people listening. And those of you that are just coming in, we are here talking about government contracting and just kind of opening the world and answering any questions that I can. I've been a government contractor since 2018, and it's completely changed my life. So I'm trying to get the word out and the information out to everybody so that they can possibly venture down this road and see where it takes them. Sam.gov is the website. Let's see, Thruway Trans. For logistics, yes. Once registered for Sam, how do you bid? So inside every solicitation, there's going to be attachments down at the bottom. When you click in, there's going to be a main page with a description, and down at the bottom there'll be attachments and there'll be instructions in there. There's so many different ways to bid. It depends on what contracts you're bidding on, but there's usually instructions to offers, and it tells you exactly what they want to receive back and when they want to receive it back for that bid to be valid. Could you upload your TikTok live videos on YouTube? Man, that's a really good idea. I have no idea how to do that, but I'll try to figure that out. That's a really good idea, Black Lion. Thank you. Upload my lives. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Black Lion. I will try to figure out how to do that. Yeah, so just to give everybody a little peek, I've never had social media in my whole life. Literally, I've never had Facebook. I've never had anything. And in January, I was like, oh, I should start a TikTok and talking to people about government contracting. And it just went absolutely crazy. So now I'm kind of going down this path. We're going to hopefully I'm waiting for some things to launch and come through so that we can set up a little studio and start doing some podcasts with other government contractors and really entrepreneurs in general, because I want people to know how, not easy, but how anybody can do any of these things. If somebody's done it before, you can do it, and even if they haven't, you can do it. As me personally, I'm not... I'm self-educated. I never graduated high school. I left high school to start working and doing stuff. So, just trying to empower people and letting people know that there's this whole world out here, and not necessarily with government contracting, but just the whole world. The world is your oyster all the time. We think that just when we're young, but it is all the time. And just getting out of your comfort zone and going for some stuff can really... change your life. What's the worst going to happen is you're going to fail, and you'll go back to doing something else, and you try something else, and you just keep trying, and one of the times it'll work out. Don't stop bidding. I send 5 proposals out every week. Right on, Josh. See, Josh is 100% right. That's right. Don't stop bidding. Just keep rocking and rolling, and that's how you keep winning. To bid, you have to submit a proposal. That's correct. Let's see. I'm 25 and just got my first award, and you give out great information. Definitely following. Right on, Zay. I really appreciate that, buddy. What NAICS code would procurement be? Like purchasing and delivering items. J-Rod, there's probably 2,000 codes for products. It just depends. Every product, pens have a different code. Paper has a different code. Sticky notes have a different code. Water bottles have a different code. Cars have a different code. There's thousands and thousands of codes. So product codes, it depends on what the product is. There's not one code that's only for products. Zay, congrats. Yeah. That's awesome. Bob Fox, great video with Kizzy. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Anybody who doesn't know, I had an interview with Kizzy Parks on her YouTube. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. It was a really good time, and her and I hit it off. And yeah, she's a very smart woman. And if you're not following her on TikTok or all the other things, check her out. And she's really big on YouTube and has got some really, really good interviews with some people breaking ground and government contracting. So go check her out for sure. Black Lions in Washington. Right on, Black Lion. Hey, everybody, real quick, once again, it's time to tap that screen. Everybody tap that screen as many times as you possibly can. Just go crazy, literally, until your finger hurts and you can't do it anymore. If you would, that would be absolutely wonderful, and that would please me greatly. Yeah, and Black Lion, I appreciate it. I'm going to try to figure out how to upload my lives to YouTube, because that's a really good idea. Oh. Work with government contracts. Oh, we lost connection there for a second. So I think the very best thing, Black Lion, to start with is products, and just reselling products to the government, getting them from somewhere. I'm back. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, I had to punch out for a second to look at the text message. Anyways, point being, I think that products are probably the best thing to get into right off the bat. That would be what I would do. I'd find a product that you can get. I'd look first on sam.gov, find a product, find something that you can get a commercial account somewhere for, and get the products on credit, get them delivered on credit, then you get paid from the government, and then you pay your bill. I'm back. What contracts do we send subs? What contracts do we send subs after being awarded? I would find subs before you bid on them. You need to know what prices you're going to pay, and you need to have people locked in, even if it's a couple of them. So make sure Strawberry. I wouldn't bid on anything without having people locked in. That could be your way to go, but what if you can't? Okay, gang, I'm going to punch out here. Does anybody have any last minute questions? Everybody tap that screen like crazy real quick. Let's get that up to 5,000 before I go. Oh, Jesus Christ was here. Creole's here. What's up, Creole? Thank you very much for the likes, you guys. I got 26 people here. Come on, everybody tap that screen like crazy real quick. Let's just go. Come on. And once again, if you're in here and you're not, hey, right on. There we go. The hearts are flowing. Keep going, you guys. Thanks, Bob. If you're not following us, make sure you start following us. Thank you. You're very welcome, Creole. I'm here to help you guys. You know, as much as I can help you guys. That's what I'm here for. So, you know, stay tuned. I'll try to jump back on here a little bit later, possibly. But I do have some business I need to get to. But once again, I totally believe in all of you guys. I think, you know, really I'm a perfect case point for if I can do it, then absolutely anybody can do it. So, have faith in yourself, get out of your comfort zone, go do some uncomfortable things that make you feel like you're out of your element, because when you are uncomfortable and you feel like, what am I doing here? This is way over my head. I personally, that's when I'm growing, and that's when I look back at those times where I was really like, oh man, what the hell am I doing? And I go, oh man, I was really growing at that point. And you do that enough times, and then all of a sudden you're going to look back and you're going to go, who the hell was that back there? Because I don't even recognize him. I'm such a badass now. So once again, I believe in all of you. I love you all, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I just 100% you can do it. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Just go for it. All right, see you guys later. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.